Now you guys probably know, ever since the beginning of Dino Fury, I've been very lukewarm towards Jane and Jayborg, but after the latest episode, I got to admit, I really missed them.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey there guys, so I'm back with episode 6 of Dino Fury's Superstition Strikes. And straight off the bat, this is an average episode but with some really cool highlights. It's that typical trope of bad luck, and we've seen it done before loads of times in Power Rangers, but I think it does enough to really make it stand out. I mean, straight off the bat, the first... there's this scene with the monster attacks, and there's this guy who calls the Ranger hotline, and his fashion sense, my god. He looks like Carlton Banks from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Even though this is Amelia's episode, Izzy was the standout. She's got some really great quirky dialogue. And I know we're only 6 episodes into Dino Fury. We've only had like 3 episodes of Izzy. But I gotta say this, she's my favourite Ranger so far in the series. Even though we haven't had the Gold Ranger yet, so I could change my mind. But I just love this Ranger because she's got so much spunk in her. And Amelia's dad, Pop Pop, I didn't like him. I really thought he was just cringe. I mean, the way he was introduced with the whole covered in buckets and bubbles, I just thought, oh god. Honestly, if that was my dad, I'd be moving out. But yeah, in this episode, Sato wears a hat, and I know it's not really an issue, it's more of a nitpick, but I'm just wondering, why is he wearing the hat? It would have made sense if he didn't have the ability to hide his antennas, but I just thought, he's just got such a nice head. I mean, he doesn't really need the hat, but I hope that was just a one-off thing, and I hope he doesn't wear the hat for the rest of the series. So the monster in this episode is known as Smashstone, and yes, I think he's got a really nice design and has got some really good dialogue in this episode. So he's able to take Amelia's Morpher, which enables Boom Tower to go into base and take the Sporix from the previous episodes. But luckily Amelia stops and takes the Morpher back. Obviously, Fortnite should have used some sort of backup plan to copy the Morpher so he can create his own kind of key cards to get through the base later on in the series. The episode also has some really nice stunt work again. We do get a really cool Megazord battle in this episode, but it had the same problem that I had with the last episode, is that when Zento goes into the T-Rex Champion Sword, Izzy and Levi jump along and it's like, why? What's the point? Their swords aren't present. Aren't they both on ground helping Ollie and Amelia? I mean, they don't explain it. Are they gaining experience? Are they learning? Or maybe they just can't be bothered fighting. But we also get to see the Ankylo hammer formation, and I like the fact that each Ranger have their own formation of the main Megazord. It reminds me of the battle helmets from the Zeo Megazord. But Amelia takes command and she makes a really easy mistake which causes a domino effect with the buildings and the little truck, and it causes the blockage for Smashstone's shield lasers, and I just thought that was quite creative, especially with the Megazord's surroundings. I like the fact that during the episode Ollie doesn't believe in bad luck, so he's trying to messing around with Amelia, but then he breaks a mirror which causes a bucket to go on his head. He trips in a bunch of wires and he goes down the hill with a pushchair, but luckily the baby was taken away. Could you imagine the baby was still in there? That would be probably a different story, but he crashes in his boxes, and you know what, that was funny. So overall, Superstition Strikes is a fun, harmless filler episode, so I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. I definitely think during the series we're going to see Fortnite breaking into the base and stealing the Sporix that the Rangers have so he can power up his own Megazord.